When it comes to finding the person you want to spend the rest of your life with, when you know, you know. And for two members of our military, they knew. But because they were both stationed in a war zone, they couldn't get married there and didn't want to wait until they got home. So they didn't. NBC's Amna Nawaz has their story.
The story of Drew and Michelle began like many others.
Just everything clicked. You know, we enjoyed all our time together. It was never a bad moment.
She's perfect for me. She makes me, when I'm down, when I'm upset, she's always there for me to pick me back up.
But this love story wasn't so simple. Specialist Michelle Williams, an Army combat medic, and Sergeant Drew Fiddler, a personal security officer, fell in love while serving at Bagram Air Base in Afghanistan, an active war zone where military chaplains can't perform weddings.
It was pretty scary to think about if something happened to one of us, we wouldn't even know, and not being able to go see them or find out for a long time just because we're not married.
So the couple got creative. They hit the internet and found Minister Marty Stuhler offering something called a double proxy marriage service in Montana.
It just means that neither one needs to show up to their own wedding.
The service dates back to Montana's mining boom in the 1800s, when miners needed a legal way to marry fiancés from far away. The answer? Local proxies stand in to say the vows.
The modern twist on this old law is that more and more military couples are now making use of it. Stuhler says in the last 5 years he's performed nearly 1,200 double proxy ceremonies, and 99% of them have been for members of the armed services.
For Drew and Michelle to start their next chapter together, it would mean sending in paperwork and letting two strangers stand in for them on their wedding day.
I was thinking about she'd never go for it, you know.
Why is that?
You know, any girl wants to have a dream wedding.
Of course, when you're growing up, you picture flowers and, you know, delicious food and cake and just, you know, decorations and all that kind of nice stuff.
A sacrifice they were both willing to make.
The purpose of getting married isn't for the party itself, it's to be with that person.
To give their unconventional love story a happy ending. For today, Amna Nawaz, NBC News, Bagram Air Base.
And we are joined now in the studio by Sergeant Drew Fiddler and his new wife, Specialist Michelle Williams. Both are home on leave from Afghanistan, and they're meeting their proxies from Montana, Steve Dooling and Jamie Mahan, for the first time. Welcome, everyone. Congratulations to you two.
Lester.
I love this story. First time you've met, but you've been in contact, right, other than for legal reasons?
Yes. Absolutely.
You shared some pictures. You guys were on a vacation and shared some pictures back and forth?
Right. Michelle actually sent us pictures of their reception. And they were wonderful, so we shared pictures back.
All right, Jamie, you've got their certificate, right?
I do.
What does it say on it?
Well, I'll hand it over. It does belong to them now. This way I don't have to mail it to them, so.
Thank you.
You guys are official. So it says, okay, Jamie for Michelle and then Steve for Drew. So that made it all legal.
Yes.
Tell me about how this came about. You guys were in a war zone. They don't allow a wedding.
Correct.
In Afghanistan, in a military base. How did you find out about this option?
Just looking online. Just Googled it, found the Big Sky event, and got in touch with John, and went from there.
And you never heard the words, I do. In fact, you learned you were married in an email, right?
The day after, actually, yeah.
What is that like? You open up your email, oh, guess what? We're married.
It's kind of surreal, you know.
Yeah, it doesn't feel real, I'd say.
But then you had a proper celebration at Bagram?
Well,
I say proper. As proper as you can in a war zone.
We had fake beer, and the general I work for, Felix Gedney, he threw a little bit of a party. His wife sent a cake that she made, and his son made a cool little figurine for the top of it, made some decorations. It was very nice.
And the question a lot of folks are asking, why not wait till you get back to the States?
You want that? All right. We knew we wanted to get married. We knew we wanted to do it as soon as we got back. But we also knew we weren't going to be able to have the wedding that we wanted for at least a few years due to saving for it, because it's going to be great, but it takes time to save for something like that. So we just started exploring our options, and we found that.
And Jamie, you had done a lot of these, then you decided to loop Steve in. Any person could have done it, though, right? Anybody could have stood in for Drew.
Right.
So how does that work?
It's better than her boyfriend do it than anybody else.
So do the two of you stand at an altar and to go through a whole ceremony? How exactly does it
work? We don't. We do it in Marty Stuhler's house. He's the minister, and he signs the marriage license as well. And we come and we sign in proxy for the bride and groom, who have signed affidavits, and they've sworn and gone through our attorneys that they intend to marry each other, and so we sign for them.
And
So-
you've done this when one party's not there, but this is the first time a double
no,
proxy.
we do, at a Big Sky event, we do handle double proxies.
You do it?
Yes.
And what communication? Do you normally communicate with the people personally after that, or is it just all kind of legal business?
Well, I am in contact with the couple, and so sometimes it's one that is more in contact with me than the other, and sometimes it's both of them. It's usually all via email, a few phone calls, but phone calls are difficult because often they're on the other side of the world. And so we have a time difference. Marty answers the phone all the time, so he's great. But
Now, you guys have been a couple for a while yourselves, right?
yes.
We have.
Steve, you've done a lot of these. At some point, have you thought, well, I'm sorry, I don't mean to get personal, but you ever thought, like, well, maybe we should do this for real? We should get married.
Well, as a matter of fact, I have thought of that before. So, Jamie,
Uh-oh.
Yes?
Jamie Lee, will you marry me?
Yes. That's just crazy. Honey.
I love you.
Well, that kind of answers the question. You will be attending your own wedding.
I believe so. And I'll get to sign my own marriage certificate.
Because I know some folks would be happy to stand in for you as your proxy. That's terrific. Congratulations.
We'll have to include Drew and Michelle somehow.
We had a thought that this might happen, so we decided to bring out some champagne
thank you.
to toast.
Well, I wasn't shaking before.
Thank you. Well, you should be. You're two happy couples. This is, I mean, really, you thought about this before as you went through these ceremonies.
Ever since I met Jamie.
Yeah. Well, congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
This is congratulations to all of you. We're so happy, and
Thank you.
Cheers.
we'll lift our glass, and you can lift your
Yes.
hands.
Yeah.
And by the way, you guys are heading back over at
That's
some
correct.
point.
That's correct.
Listen, congratulations. Thank you so much for your service to our country. We hope you have a great holiday here at home.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And congratulations to all of you. This is very
Thank you.
special.
Congratulations
very
to
special.
you, too. It was an honor.
Thank you for
It really
giving me the opportunity to
No
do
problem.
that.
And it
Glad
was
I
an
could.
honor helping you get married and achieve your goal.
And Steve, congratulations for having the nerve to do that. Well done, my friend.